this one out, that'd be great. All right, folks, what do you say? A little Saturday night live session, firing it up here. July 8th, 2023. What an absolute pleasure to be coming at you guys tonight with a full update. Current events, cryptocurrency, and the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. Let me send out a tweet real quick. Let everyone know that we got a party going down over here. We're going to have a little fun. I got a little secret sauce. And we're going to break this whole situation down, make sure that our community stays tapped in through the chaos, through the storm. What a time to be alive. So much opportunities, and we're just continuing to press on a daily basis. So focused, so locked in on our mission, our purpose, a community of like-minded individuals over in our Discord community, talking about taking things to the next level. What an absolute blessing this opportunity is. Not only are we going to make sure that our families survive, but we're going to make sure that we actually come across some of the best assets available. So we're looking at digital currencies, we're looking at other assets like real estate, precious metals, pressing on with our businesses, and there's so much to continue focusing on here as we see the chaos every single day. They're trying to distract us from what we control. We got the XRP community spreading Fed Now fake news. If you didn't see my video today, I dropped a full update this morning on the Fed Now fake news that's being circulated around the community. And we try to cut through the noise. We try to cut through the BS. There's so much tangible evidence of real partnerships, real adoption, real growth. And this is so damn exciting. We don't need to buy into clickbait, BS, false, fake news narratives. And it's so unfortunate to see. But once again, this is what happens during every bear market. Peak FUD. They rally the troops. BlackRock now turns bullish on Bitcoin. I'm about to show you a clip from Peter Schiff going bullish on crypto, not Bitcoin. You know Peter Schiff. He can't go bullish on Bitcoin, but he's bullish on crypto and gold-backed crypto. And so that's the beautiful thing about DLT is you got a little bit of flavor for everyone. For me, it's been about liquidity. Solving trillion-dollar problems is what turns me on. It's a very simple thesis. And so with that being said, let's get this Saturday night session started. If you guys haven't already, please smash this thumbs up. Make sure you have subscribed, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our updates. And if you could do me a big favor, I just retweeted this one out. If you could retweet it, if we could let the Twitter peeps know. It's going down here tonight. A little Saturday night session, old school like we used to do it. I appreciate all of you guys here tonight, and let's get it rocking and rolling. Now, at the time of this recording, we are late, 8:30 on the West Coast here, Saturday night. Secret sauce, 30,323 for your Bitcoin. Ethereum's at 1870, and XRP is at 47 cents. 47 cents. How long here have we had to buy XRP under 50 cents here? What an opportunity. And we look at the sticks here on Bitcoin, guys. This is what I'm watching. When you go back, you zoom out on the charts. TikTok, you can't see the charts right now with me, but I got a chart here weekly going all the way back to the previous bull run. And you can see that we did a 342% bull trap rally in the previous bear market of 2018. We hit the top in December of 2017. Took us 1 year to bottom out December 2018, about 3,000. And then we did a 342% rally all the way back up to about 13,000. From 3,000 all the way up to over 13,000, 342% bull trap rally. And this is when I was getting into crypto, and I definitely got suckered into this bull trap rally as well. 2019 is when this bull trap rally took place. After we bottomed out, it was about 6-7 months, 342%. Everyone got excited, and then we continued the bear market all the way through 2019. And then right before that halving that took place in May of 2020, perfect timing, we get the March 2020 simulation events. You guys already know that deal. You already know that story. Wow, is that getting exposed on a daily basis? Boy, oh boy, were we lied to. But back to the point. March 2020 crash simulation events take us back down to the 3K level before Bitcoin begins the next bull run, going all the way up to 69,000 in November of 21. Now, we actually warned of this. We warned of the specific date, December 4th, 2021, said that we thought that Bitcoin was going to top out and that it was going to begin the bear market. Well, we did not get a new top because right here you're looking at November 10th, I believe, was the date that we topped out at 69K. In December there, we had already started to fall off, 40% liquidation event. We were wrong about Bitcoin topping out again, but we were right about the bear market beginning. And boy, did it begin. Here we go, all the way back to the lows of last year, November. So just like during the previous cycle, 1 year after we top out, we bottom out. 1 year after we top out, we bottom out. It's very simple how this cycle moves. I'm not here to explain the why. I just want to know, how do we make money, right? That's what you guys are here for right here. And this is why I'm showing you guys this to start off this session. I shared this with my Discord group this morning in our Discord weekly call, but I wanted to share this one for everyone to see because it's just basic understanding these cycles. No fancy TA taking place over here, but you have a 100% bull trap rally that we are in the middle of. I am not trying to fall for it. I still think that this space needs to get cleaned out, but in long term, no one is more bullish on XRP and utility cryptocurrencies. With that being said, I do have a Bitcoin short right now. So that's how you can have two opposing ideas in your head, understanding this market in a non-emotional way, position yourselves accordingly. So long term, my bags are packed on XRP. Short term, I feel like we're getting faked out. There's a lot of corruption being exposed, a lot of lawsuits dropping on legitimate players like Coinbase that are actually trying to do things the right way. They're still getting sued by the SEC. The biggest exchange in the crypto space, Binance, getting sued. 75% of their executives leaving. Kraken CEO Jesse Powell getting raided by the FBI. Now, I wish I was making this stuff up, folks, but they're going to be making Netflix documentaries about this part of the timeline in crypto. They're going to be making documentaries about this for the next decade. About the crypto bros at Binance, about the Kraken CEO and the story of him getting raided because he's stalking a nonprofit. I'm not trying to say guilty, not guilty. We'll let all these guys have their day in court, Binance included. But the manipulation and the fraud was rampant. It's still taking place. We've shown it on the charts. We've shown it on the massive printing by Paxos Treasury. Binance USD started in January, started the bull trap rally. March events took place this year, which was the banking crisis. That helped spur a narrative. So I'm patting the Bitcoin bros on the back right now. I'm saying good job. Hope you're having fun. Hope you're enjoying it, right? But we've seen this before. We've seen a 300% rally in the middle of a bear market that faked out everybody, and that was the beginning of 2019. Funny enough, that's when I was moving all of my Bitcoin over to XRP. And then I just, like a full-on degen, a little bachelor when I was a little kid, every last dollar I had, I was going into XRP. Moved it all from Bitcoin to XRP during that time. Now we find ourselves once again in the middle of a rally, a lot of excitement. BlackRock's coming in, the big boys are coming in. And that is true. That is true. But remember that they talk their book. So when they're talking bad about Bitcoin a couple years ago, that's when they're loading up. Now that Larry Fink's coming out on Fox Business doing the dance, this is what these guys do. And now he's all pro crypto and pro Bitcoin, which is another thing to note. He's not just pro Bitcoin. It's not just MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, and how their program's working out. Two of his biggest executives just left from MicroStrategy, by the way. Just another firm, executives bailing out of the ship. And that's why I wish that I could come on here with a clickbait O-face and say that the next bull run has began. I don't believe it has. I'm positioned if I'm wrong. If I lose on my Bitcoin short, I don't care. It's a little bet just for fun, just so I have some skin in the game and it incentivizes me to actually watch this market closely. When it comes to my XRP and the rest of the investments, I don't even need to check the price right now. We're waiting for a phony fake lawsuit to settle. We know where this is going, okay? But I try to explain myself and give context on where this market is at so that everyone can understand, not get emotional, not fall for fake narratives, and not get overexcited and overinvest like so many have done, myself included, right? Like myself included. And I went all in XRP from 2019 to 2000, well, basically until now. The other positions that I have are just little positions. You guys know that I'm so heavy XRP, and I'm full transparent in that way. But that's because I have the most to grab onto with XRP. With the rest of this space, it's trust me, bro, BS. Fake partnerships, at best. At best, fake partnerships and a bunch of trust me, bro, we should really sit in a group here and feel good about this project that's promising this for the next few years, even though they have no partnership where somebody else is using the token. They're consulting this government. They're taking a photo op with this bank. They paid this group to come speak at their event. That's not using the currency. That's not using the DLT technology. With Ripple, you have 400 banks and financial institutions partnered up, and you already have ODL growing 9 times year over year. Now, we've only settled about 30 billion so far, and we understand where we're going. There's a big gap there to be filled. From 30 billion in ODL settled since 2020 when it basically began, 2019, 2020, 30 billion in settlement. Nice, pat ourselves on the back. Let's get back to work, because we literally settle $20 trillion daily at Ripple partner ACI worldwide, and then we do $6 trillion daily at Swift. So as I've been saying, you have 20 plus trillion in payments daily that's moving, has to be settled up. We can't just send a message like Swift. We actually have to settle this thing up. How do you do that? Well, you need a bridge currency, right? And so this is something that we've been the main part of our thesis this whole time. We've been stacking the hell out of it, but then we've been focused on our work. We've been focused on growing our businesses, okay? And then we've been making sure that we are staying liquid, getting liquid right now. There's so many good opportunities already starting to come online, but it's only going to get better, folks. Your liquidity, your dry powder is only about to grow in strength. And that's because everything else is going to get devalued. We actually, some folks talk about deflation in some assets in some regards, right? Without a doubt, the Federal Reserve themselves, they're saying mild recession coming later this year. I see a super chat from Prod LB. He says, Zach, thank you for all your work, brother. Have you heard of Energy Web Token? They've helped decarbonize the XRP ledger, and even Brad mentioned them. Also ties to BlackRock and Rockefeller. God bless. I have heard of them. I have not invested. I probably need to look further in Energy Web Token, but I have seen it. I appreciate the super chat. And they definitely have some connections. But like I said, this is where you have to verify these quote unquote partnerships. The whole FedNow fake news video that I shared this morning was literally just made up. It was just made up, picked up, ran with. And this is the type of stuff that has been prevalent in the space. And so when you come in, you can invest in 50 different projects and diversify in that way, or you can diversify amongst real utility, real adoption that's taking place at a few of these blockchains. That for me has been the strategy. I'm not here to give anybody financial advice, but some of these other projects, they're touting this. They've been mentioned here. With Ripple, it's no. Contracts have been signed. Pre-allocation deals have been done. There's a little institution called R3 that tried to get $5 billion out of Ripple. That is institutional demand. That's not me and you, Joe Blow, saying, trust me, bro, and talking in the Twitter space about how we're going to do something eventually. No. This is real partnerships. This is, we want 5 billion XRP at less than a penny, please. Where do I sign on the contract? That's what has been done in 2016. We're in 2023 now, and you had R3 signing deals for 5 billion XRP in 2016. What do you think's occurred since, folks? You see why we get so damn excited about this little project called XRP? Excuse my language. We are sipping a little secret sauce here tonight, so I might slip up. But we are going to have fun tonight. And I apologize for the 13-minute, 33-second rant to start off this episode, but it had to be said. I want you guys to understand how I'm viewing this market right now. I'm not going to get shaken out, right? And we are focused and locked in right now. Our group, our momentum, so strong. Like I said, if you're looking to join our group, it's over at our Discord community, and you can get access to that. ZachRector.com is where that is at. Massive deals, massive deals. With that being said, guys, let's get into it. Let's roll. If you guys haven't already, please smash the thumbs up on this one and share this one on Twitter. Let everyone know that we're just getting started, right? We had a 13-minute rant before we even got into our first news article. Let's get it. That's where I'm at on the market. I am still net short. I'll let you guys know on my trade as that proceeds. I share all my trades with my Discord community in real time, though. All right, cheers, everyone. Let's get it. We got business to conduct. Okay, so starting off with the current events. U.S. to announce another $800 million in military aid for Ukraine, including thousands of cluster bombs for the first time. Folks, this is, I wish it was, not real. This is unbelievable. Mario Nafal breaks down this situation and why this has been banned and opposed by NATO. U.S. to send cluster munitions to Ukraine, violating international law. NATO opposes. Cluster munitions are controversial weapons that have been banned by many countries. These are indiscriminate and can cause widespread civilian casualties, with unexploded clusters lingering for many years. This is dirty. Guys, these are dirty, dirty bombs. Biden says sending cluster munitions to Ukraine was a difficult decision, but they needed them. We had to take care of our buddies over there. U.S. stands by its decision. The U.S. says that it will only send cluster munitions that have low dud rate, meaning that there will be fewer unexploded rounds that can pose a danger to civilians. However, some experts have criticized the decision, saying that even low dud rate cluster munitions can still cause significant civilian casualties. NATO opposition, Russian response, examples of cluster bomb. It's bad. I'm going to skip over this. And conclusion from Mario Nafal. Cluster munitions can be devastatingly effective when used against dug-in soldiers in trenches and fortified positions, but at what cost? As always, I worry about Russia's response to the continuous escalations by the West. There is a line, and once crossed, I fear Putin will resort to nuclear weapons. I don't know where that line is, and I definitely don't want to find out. With all the escalations we've seen over the past year, how do you see the Ukraine war ending? Now, for me, we are bankrupt, we are bust. Doesn't matter if you want to support Ukraine or whatever woke cause you want to put your money towards, whatever program you want to do. We are bankrupt, bust, and we have to acknowledge it. Politics aside, whatever program you think is going to make you feel good about funding, we got to put that aside and acknowledge that we're bankrupt. We are losing our reserve currency status. We have about a month and a half until the next BRICS summit that's going to take place, and they're going to announce the new reserve currency. And we want to send billions upon tens of billions to countries across the world to defend our interests, to do whatever deals they're trying to do, and the deals are dirty as hell, and these folks have been caught on everything, and it's all coming out, and you guys know what I'm talking about. I can't speak on it further, but the operations run deep, and there's a reason why they want to send so much damn money over to this region, this region right here. They're getting caught in the cover-up, and that's what the next article is about as well. The missing witness in the Biden corruption case, Dr. Gal Luft, has resurfaced. He's came back from hiding with explosive allegations against the Biden crime family. In an extraordinary video, the Israeli professor claims he was arrested to prevent him from testifying about the Biden family's alleged ties to the Chinese military intelligence. Luft alleges that the Biden family received payments from individuals linked to Chinese military intelligence and had an FBI mole who shared classified information with their benefactors from the China-controlled energy company CEFC. This is corrupt as hell, folks, if true. Allegations. Let's let Biden's crime family have his day in court. He claims he came forward out of deep concern that if the Bidens were to come to power, the country would face another traumatic collusion scandal, this time with China. Luft, who is currently on the run, says he has no political motive or agenda. This revelation raises serious concerns about the potential cover-up in the integrity of the Biden administration. Is this the first domino to fall in exposing a vast web of corruption, entangling the Biden family and international power players? And you guys already know the deal. I just continue to say, let all truth be revealed. Whether it's Democrat, Republican, left, right, up, down, I don't care about what you know, who you want to support or what you believe in. We have to look at the balance sheet. We have to look at the corruption. We have to look at the crimes against humanity. Let all truth be revealed. Let's hold those that have committed the crimes accountable, and let's save our country. This is what is at stake right now. These people took everything from us. They're not done. They haven't finished their mission. And the American people are fighting like hell. God bless them. And thank God we still have somewhat of a rule of law. They're working diligently to take that away from us. But you guys understand what's taking place now in the Supreme Court. When you put folks into position, makes a difference. Supreme Court, their rulings, you guys have been seeing the work that they've been putting in. So this is a shift. This is a shift, okay? But they are fighting like hell as they get exposed on a daily basis, whether it's the Biden crime family, whatever substances they got, whatever kind of party they be throwing in the White House, whatever deal that they got going on, it's getting exposed on a daily basis, and that's why they're willing to play dirty. It sickens me to see that we wasted trillions of dollars. From a financial standpoint, it is so terrible, so bad. But from a moral standpoint, you got to consider that too. We cannot dismiss. And I have a huge amount of sympathy for the millions of civilians and innocent lives that were lost in the Middle East, on top of the trillions that we wasted. Now, what are we going to do in the Ukraine? I don't know what the current tally is. Have we already lost track of the current tally on the Ukraine situation? Does anybody have a current number? Hundreds of billions? Have we already surpassed 100 billion? They're raising some serious funds for the Ukrainian situation over there, aren't they? And so, are we going to waste hundreds of billions and trillions more in this war to gain what? Right? And so, we're just continuing to pray for peace. I wish there was something I could do. This is the world stage. This seems to be something much bigger at play here. And like I said, they're willing to do some things that are just unbelievable, that are sick. And so we have to prepare ourselves no matter where you're listening. You guys see the chaos erupting in France, in Europe, right? You guys see we got a real war taking place in this region. You see what's taking place in the United States. They're setting this thing off. They're accelerating their program. They're pushing as hard as possible to get their agenda through. They're pushing hard to get their new world. You bet they want to implement the chaos, and you bet that they have the order coming in behind it. And it's not the order that me and you want, necessarily. So we got to fight like hell. We got to continue to expose this corruption, and we need to keep pounding our congressmen and women to rein this thing back in. The corruption's all there. The evidence is all there. Can we finally start to hold some folks accountable? Now, let's turn into the economics, because folks tell me to stick to crypto, and we ain't ever going to do that, folks. I'm sorry. We're never going to stick to crypto, but we are going to stick to taking advantage of the greatest transfer of wealth in world history, and that's understanding the full spectrum, the full landscape here of the current events and how it plays into our finances. Because as it relates, they want to tout Bidenomics. That's their new term. Bidenomics and how great our economy is. But when you look underneath the devil's in the details here, when you look under the hood, the June jobs data shows the U.S. government jobs accounted for 60,000 of the 209,000 added for the month, shared by the Quebeccy letter. In other words, 28% of new job creation was due to U.S. government jobs. This is not positive job numbers. This is not bullish on our economy, guys. Literally almost a third of the new jobs that they're touting as Bidenomics and such a strong economy is coming from Biden's government that needs to be slashed by 30% just to start, right? I mean, there should be a freeze across the board, right? I mean, if anything, we need to get more folks back in our military. We got our military numbers dropping off like crazy, actual folks that matter, but our bureaucrats, these guys that are running around with their cushy government jobs that are accomplishing nothing and stifling so much, need to get the hell out of the way. Okay? This is not real. This is just like they're doing with the inflation data. Same thing that they're doing with the unemployment data. They're touting strong Bidenomics when a third of the jobs are coming from our own government. This is not good. And I was talking about this with a Discord group this morning. You have the Fed admitting now that we're going to have a mild recession later this year. And so you know what that means, right? They told us that inflation was transitory, right? Now they're telling us that the job market's strong, right? And that we're going to have a mild recession. In other words, we're going to have a sacrifice of the middle class. Hopefully you survive. That is what is coming, folks. Depending on what market you're in, what asset class you're invested in, it's going to be worse for others, okay? And so what we're doing right now is we're covering this, and so that we understand, we can cut through the BS, cut through the narrative, and understand what's actually coming. What kind of economy we're actually going to be running our businesses in. What kind of economy, what kind of opportunities we should be investing in. We have to understand this stuff before we can invest in the next crypto, before we can invest in the next stock, in the next company, in the next real estate deal. We have to understand this first. They manipulated how they calculate CPI. They're manipulating now how they calculate the jobs. They're telling us that inflation was transitory. Now they're saying that we're going to have a mild recession. So strap in. And it's already hitting. It's undeniable. The data confirms it. There was a 68% increase in commercial Chapter 11 cases compared to the same point a year ago. So you have bankruptcy filings up 68% from the same point last year. Not good. Amy Nixon shares, there is no soft landing. Not for the U.S. consumer, not for the U.S. government. The plane is flying straight towards a debt jubilee or crashing in a Great Depression 2.0. FinTwit passengers can argue about the meaning of turbulence along the way, but that's how this ride ends. And I see a lot of that. Folks want to, debate on what is money printing, what is inflation, what levers can the Fed actually pull. They control interest rates and they control money supply. There's different methodologies, there are different strategies, there are different technicalities on how they can introduce the liquidity, but are we getting a net more liquidity coming into the system, i.e. money printing, whatever you want to call it, more digits on the screen, more liquidity coming in, chasing the same assets? That is what drove prices up so crazy. What's making things sustain and actually come back down, we're about to get a CPI update this week. And the expectation, the forecasts are coming in at about 3.1, 3.2%. And so we're bringing inflation down according to their phony fake numbers, right? And they have raised interest rates at the fastest pace in history to do so. And they're talking in the Fed minutes that we got last week from their previous meeting reveal that there's actually discussions about 2 more interest rate hikes, and they're setting themselves up. They're preparing the media, they're preparing the masses for us to get comfortable with 2 more interest rate hikes later this year. So that is something that we need to consider and prepare for as we watch and prepare to invest in these markets. When it comes to real estate, the opportunities is clear as day, and it's only going to get better from here if they continue with this program. Monthly mortgage payment on a $500,000 house in 2021 was $2,041. That same monthly payment is now going to run you $3,684 just 2 years later. $1,600 more per month on the exact same house. That is why real estate has to reset. That is why real estate is already starting to reset. That is why I am getting so damn excited about the real estate asset class, because the opportunities are going to be massive. And for someone like myself who's, trying to buy my first home, I'm very happy that we can bring things down a little bit from where they were at. The 2022 peaks, I thought, were a little overpriced, especially in my market, the high-flying Pacific Northwest. Now, not every market is created equal. Not every business sector is going to be affected the same by this recession. So you have to understand, I can't speak on real estate generally without misrepresenting what's taking place in your specific market. Because you might be out in Timbuktu, you're out in the middle of the Midwest, where you guys are just appreciating at 3% every year. You're just moving up in a linear fashion. In fact, you might still be growing like many markets still are, because you're still getting net positive migration to your city from these sanctuary states that are, their program's not working out so well, and folks are getting the hell out. And they're going to cities like Nashville. They're going to places like Texas, right? And so all markets are not created equal, but this real estate situation is only going to get better from here, because you got to think, and look, I got a future real estate update is going to be coming here probably tomorrow. I'm going to be dropping that. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Like I said, if you haven't already subscribed, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of these updates. We're going to be just hammering away over the next little bit, guys. So much to cover, so much we're breaking down, and a real estate update is going to be dropping tomorrow. I'm going to speak more on depth on this, but for us, this opportunity only gets better because we just reached the peak selling season through the late spring into summer. This is peak selling season every single year. It's a very seasonal market. And so if you weren't able to sell your property, over the past couple months, you're going to be in serious trouble, and it's only going to get worse, and it's only going to get tighter as we move towards the end of the year. Because a lot of people still don't realize, and a lot of folks still aren't thinking rationally, right? And I was sharing with my Discord group this morning that the last 3 houses I've gone to open houses to, these are houses that someone who's looking to get a place for the family, wants to be in a good neighborhood, wants to not spend $1 million, can't afford to spend $1 million, right? I'm looking for a basic house. That $500,000 median house doesn't even quite get you the regular house in my neighborhood, my neck of the woods, right? The last 3 open houses that I went to, those houses went pending within 2 days after the open house. Multiple offers, and one of them actually sold over the asking price. So there's still bidding wars on premium family houses in the best neighborhoods in my area. Now, that's what I'm up against in my own personal investments, trying to buy my own personal house. As far as our investments, well, we're going to be looking all over the place and finding the deals across the country. Because like I said, not all markets are created equal. It's going to be down to your neck of the woods. It's going to be down to your local area. So let me know in the comments down below how you guys are positioning yourself for the real estate opportunities we're about to see towards the end of this year into next year. It's only going to get better from here. Especially the damage that's been done just by how far they've raised interest rates is massive, and we will fill that out for a while. But if they don't pivot and start to cut rates, even just leaving them where they're at now is going to have so much downward pressure because we have massive amounts of inventory coming online, massive amounts. And so that inventory coming online, and then when you look, the same $500,000 house in 2021, your monthly payment compared to now was $1,600 cheaper. You're spending $1,600 more per month for that $500,000 house. And the median house in the United States is just over $400,000 right now as we speak. And many of you guys are in a similar market as I am, where you get a standard cookie cutter, push it over if you blow on it too hard, 1,500 square foot new starter home, and you're shaking hands with your neighbor out the window in one of these cute new little developments for $530,000 in my community. Not the program that I'm looking out for. Now, I get why many people have to do it. I get it. I get it. I'm not trying to spend much more than that. Absolutely not. But what the hell? I'm getting a fixer-upper in my community for that price that needs a lot of work, or I get cookie cutter for that $500,000. Right. So this is something we've been watching closely. We've gotten to position, pre-approved, ready to swoop a deal, but remaining incredibly patient. Not going to FOMO in. Remaining incredibly patient, remaining liquid, and no matter whether you're looking to invest in real estate, no matter whether you're looking to get into precious metals, there's incredible opportunities right now for those that are still liquid, for those that are taking the time to actually invest. Everybody's going on summer break. Precious metals are going down, right? And you're starting to see the real estate's going to start to slide. This opportunity is coming online. We got to stay liquid. We got to stay ready. Let's move on it. Now we continue on here, folks. Amy Nixon, another one. Guess which generation didn't win participation trophies in Powell's pandemic money printing bonanza game? I love that. That's a good. Guess which generation didn't win participation trophies in Powell's pandemic money printing bonanza game? Well said. And that would be the millennials that face a record $4 trillion debt crisis between the student loan debt, which they have had a break from paying for now. Now they're going to have to pay that student loan debt. And then as they struggle to get into the real estate market as well, like myself, right? I'm in this millennial category, and you bet. But the good news is that I don't have any bad debt. We didn't FOMO in here, and we're remaining incredibly patient. But for many in my generation here, the realization of actually having a family, actually buying a house, and not being house poor is going to be the main challenge, because you might be able to get into the house, but you're going to be spending 50% or more of your income to keep that property. That's going to be a difficult position to invest in your future. And this is why I'm so worried about my generation, along with the older generations that already have the nest egg, but you're seeing the slash to your 401k, you're seeing the slash to the real estate equity. That's why I focus on all the way from the young kids like myself, all the way up to the folks that are, on the end of the horizon, trying to make sure that we preserve what we want to hand on down to the children. But for millennials, $4 trillion debt crisis, not looking good. Now, I put out the article this morning. It was the Fed Now fake news article that we covered. But I did want to share this from the FedNow services because I just did want to provide clarity, folks. If you look here, there are 3 service providers that are partnered up with Ripple. So that would be ACI Worldwide, that would be Finastra, and then that would also be Temenos. And there might be a couple others that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head here, but these are banks and service providers who are officially certified as ready for the FedNow service. So these are the actual groups, banks, institutions, money service providers that actually are certified and ready to go. And they're talking about 10,000 different banks, institutions, and service providers coming on to FedNow eventually. But the video that I dropped this morning was about the fake news that's being spread saying that basically FedNow is already using XRP. And I'm not here to say that, these institutions aren't going to be using XRP on the back end. I 100% believe that that's already being set up. That's already underway. I believe that a lot of these institutions have already done pre-allocation deals. So I'm not saying that it's not possible down the road. I'm just sharing that a fake narrative, fake news has been spread within the XRP community. And I'm trying to cut through that BS because I know that our XRP community is tired. We're frustrated. And this is the type of BS that pisses off people and that turns people away from the XRP community and that gets people to actually dump their investments in XRP because they're just done with it. They're frustrated. And all this BS, all this, nonsense that gets pushed down their throats, they say, I'm just done with this and move on. And I'm trying to stop that, right? Not that I'm here to be a financial advisor. I just want to cut through the BS narratives and provide that, I can't say unbiased, update on XRP and Ripple because obviously it's my biggest position. Everybody knows that. So it is a biased position with XRP, but I'm going to call it out. If somebody's overhyping XRP and talking and touting a fake partnership that's not real, I'm going to explain that. If somebody's saying FUD about XRP Ripple, I'm going to explain that. That's what I'm here to do. And so I shared that video today, but I did just want to provide additional clarity. It's not that I'm not bullish on XRP. It's not that I don't think that the institutions that are implementing FedNow aren't going to use XRP on the wholesale payment level. They absolutely are, okay? But we can't get ahead of ourselves, okay? Now we look, and this is another thing that cracks me up, is we see so many folks complaining about Ripple with their grant programs, who they're giving money to. I'm upset because I haven't gotten patted on the back by Ripple. There's all sorts of people bitching and complaining. Sorry, excuse my language, but that's what it is. They're complaining about how Ripple is giving back to the community, giving back and growing the XRPL ecosystem. And I think it's kind of hilarious. But I did want to share this. Ripple, they are celebrating 5 years of Ripple's University Blockchain Research Initiative project, and they launched with a $50 million philanthropic commitment to leading universities around the world to support academic research, technical development, and innovation in blockchain and crypto. So they're putting their money where their mouth is, and this fund, this initiative, has established more than 50 university partners across 6 continents, awarded 590 fellowships and scholarships, and supported the publication of over 1,000 research articles and presentations. So I just thought that I'd share this. If anybody wants to complain about this, if you want to complain that Ripple didn't give enough money or they should be giving their money somewhere else, go ahead. But for me, they're being responsible custodians of the escrow. They are putting all of their power, energy, resources, and capital into growing the XRPL ecosystem. Yes, they gave money to some projects that don't have the best utility. Don't turn me on. But they put up $250 million for an NFT creator fund that they didn't have to. They fought the lawsuit. $200 million of their own money. They've had their whole reputations questioned and sacrificed their own, status and reputation, Brad and Chris, and everybody else that's associated with Ripple. But notice how the executives aren't leaving Ripple. As I said earlier in this stream, you got 2 executives that just left MicroStrategy. 75% of the staff has left Binance. Well, Ripple gets sued and they just get more people. Ripple gets sued and they get the 43rd Treasurer of the United States of America. How the hell is that possible? Everybody else in crypto gets sued and everybody's running for the hills. And they're all going to try to claim, that their innocence because they came in late. Oh, I've only been an executive at the company for 6 months or a year. They're going to claim innocence. Plausible deniability is what they're going to claim. And Ripple just continues to add big hitters. Ripple just continues to get partnerships and adoption, right? And they continue to invest back in the ecosystem, this into universities and projects. They started out with a $50 million fund 5 years ago, but now they celebrate $5 million. I don't know. It didn't share in the article what the current tally is that they've spent, but they are literally throwing hundreds of millions of dollars at investing in the XRP ecosystem. And I would actually, it's got to be well over billions that they've spent on growing the XRP ecosystem. Whether that's pre-allocation contracts with R3, whether that's pre-allocation contracts with other companies, whether that's paying and incentivizing MoneyGram to use XRP and Ripple. See, all the haters and the fudsters try to say and spin this narrative like that's bad. Like Ripple shouldn't be giving incentives to banks or institutions. Like Ripple shouldn't be giving millions of XRP to exchanges to help get XRP listed and to build liquidity. They act like that's a bad thing. No, this is XRP, this is money that they didn't have to invest, but they are doing so because it benefits them. And if you would just, stop complaining and continue to stack your bags and focus on your own business and appreciate the fact that they've literally shelled out billions trying to grow this ecosystem, maybe you could put a little respect on that. But folks want to talk. They want to do Twitter talking head spaces. They want to complain that Ripple hasn't patted them on the back. Brad didn't have to show up at the XRP Vegas conference. And so I have nothing but the highest respect. I'm not a Ripple fanboy, but golly, these guys are legitimate business folks. They're getting big hitters. They're getting big partnerships. They're growing utility. They're growing liquidity. Oh, they paid influencers. These haters and trolls are trying to say that Ripple paid influencers because in an email, it said that they wanted to build and activate a community. That's the direct quote. Nobody has receipts on Ripple paying any influencers. Now, would I be surprised? No. Would I care? No. Have I ever been paid? Absolutely not. I haven't taken a sponsorship check from anybody. I have my affiliate links at my website. If you want to support us, you want to get some precious metals from my good friend Andy Scheckman, Miles Franklin, go ahead. I appreciate the support. That's why we got him there. But I've not taken one sponsorship check. Not from Ripple, not from anybody. And would I hate on Ripple for doing so? Absolutely not. How do you grow a community? This is what every other project is jealous of, is how damn strong our community remains in the middle of this lawsuit, in the middle of a bear market, in the middle of all the crap that we've taken. We remain strong. And that's what this is about. Appreciate you guys for tuning in here tonight. Appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. If you guys haven't already, can you guys please do me a big favor and smash that thumbs up? Huge shout out to Ripple, though, for throwing down billies on the XRPL ecosystem. Now, folks, this is something that we warned about. I actually talked about how for many projects, the 2021 bull run was going to be the last bull run for them, and that they would die during this bear market. But now you see similar sentiment coming from Ben Armstrong, BitBoy Crypto. I find this interesting. He says the next bull run may be the last one. You could be one of the lucky few who are in position to take advantage of it. We are all going to make it. The meme that everybody says we're all going to make it is a myth, but you are going to make it. Well, I understand where Ben's coming from, and I warned about this during the meme phase, during the NFTs, during the metaverse hype, during the current AI hype. We've been saying that 99% of crypto goes away. We understand that Brad said it. We've been running with a similar thesis, and now we've started to see it play out. There are some projects that are dying right now that won't even make it to the next bull run. But think about this, folks. We're investing in the technologies and the cryptos that aren't going to they're not going to just make it to this last bull run, but they are going to be stabilized and continually grow in price because there's a limited supply and there's going to be an ever-growing amount of liquidity, settlement, and tokenization on these ledgers. These are ledgers that are not going away. These are ledgers where the liquidity continues to grow. These are ledgers where the value that's tokenized and parked, represented on that ledger, liquidity found on that ledger, is going to grow exponentially. And when we see that we accomplished $3 trillion in the overall cryptocurrency market cap in 2021, I laugh at that. We pat ourselves on the back, but we have to get back to work and understand that we have trillions of dollars to settle up on a daily basis. So we're just getting started. But I agree with Ben that this next bull run is going to be it for many projects, right? And some projects aren't even going to make it. And that's why you're starting to see that Bitcoin dominance is starting to skyrocket. It's starting to move up. And that's because folks are seeing that SEC Operation Choke Point, they're going after everybody. All these other projects that don't have utility, aren't decentralized, did an ICO, they're coming after them. And so folks are moving back into Bitcoin. They're moving back into Ethereum. And as I put out a video today, actually, as well, actually, it drops tomorrow morning, I should say. I recorded it today, drops tomorrow morning. The mainstream news is now going bullish on XRP. So now they're moving into Bitcoin. They're moving into Ethereum. They've been in Ethereum. The whole damn space was built off that Ethereum free pass. And now they're starting to move into XRP too. We positioned ourselves perfectly for that. A-Prod, thank you for the 5 spot once again. Nice stream. Stellar Twitter got hacked today. Be careful. More hacks and fake stories coming before the lawsuit ends. Thank you. I appreciate the support, my friend. And definitely got to stay safe out there, especially here in the cryptocurrency space. There's a lot of scammers. So guys, stay careful out there. The only place you can really reach me out is at my website. You can shoot me an email over there at my website, zachrector.com, and that's where you're going to want to get in touch. Axide, I see the 5 spot. Appreciate that super chat, brother. Thank you, Sam. Are you of the thought that the price of XRP will run on a minimal, consistent push up right after the lawsuit ends or over 3 to 6 months after? Great question, Axide, and I think that we are going to have volatility take place until we let out all of the suppression that has been constrained here in the XRP community, and then we get all of the partnerships announced as well. So there's going to be so much sell pressure, and you guys have heard me talk about this at $5. Once we break all-time high, $4 or $5 US price, there's going to be so much sell pressure coming in. If we get to $10, even more sell pressure. And then when we look at how this is going to relate with all the news that's going to be dropping, I believe that, you know, wherever we go after that lawsuit, if we go up to $20 or $30 after the lawsuit, I'll be excited and I'll be trying to find the exit on a sliver of my portfolio, just a sliver, just a little tiny slice potentially, right? If we get to $10, $20, $30. But for the most part, I'm going to be dropping content talking about how we're about to have a major correction. And that's because I believe there's just going to be so much sell pressure coming in that this thing has to get cleaned out. This thing remains volatile. But after we go through the next bull run, that's going to be the hype, right? Then we're going to clear back out. And from there, we should find value. That is when we find real price discovery. Right? See, we get the FOMO hype price discovery, the finally break free price discovery after the lawsuit. That's going to be volatile as hell. It's going to shake out a lot of people. A lot of people are going to be trying to hit the off ramps and their sell orders aren't going to go through. We're going to be crying because we see our portfolios go to 10 million bucks and then back down to 2 million. And so we're going to have to be ready for that. I've been warning about that, but that's a great question, Axide. Thank you for that super chat, because that's how I think this plays out, and I don't think that any of us are ready for it, myself included, even though I've been talking about this volatility that's going to come in, how it's going to go up to 10 bucks, back to 2. It's going to go up to 20 bucks, back down to 5. It's going to do something nasty. But after that, after we get that crazy run up, price discovery, hype, FOMO, mainstream news tells us that's how you know we'll be approaching the top. Is when Charles Gasparino on Fox Business gets his buddies up there. They're going pro XRP, pro Ripple, and they tell us how to buy XRP. That's how you know the top will be in. Is they'll be doing a whole segment on why XRP is so great, and they'll show you how to buy it. And just like in 2017, 2018 bull run, that'll signal the top right before we roll back over. But that's fine. That's fine. Let's go through that. Let's find real value, and then we build up from there. And that is the exact moment in time on when I'm going to feel comfortable collateralizing and leveraging my XRP. Going to whatever bank's going to let me collateralize my XRP to go buy real estate, to go buy more businesses. That's when I'm going to feel comfortable doing it. It's not so much the price, because like I don't know if we're going to go to $10, $20, $30 after this deal. I don't know how crazy it's going to get, but I want to go through that run up. I want to clean it back out, get everybody out of the space that was just here for the making some money, get them out, and then we start to build real value and we stabilize. So that way, when I put up my XRP for collateral at $20 per XRP, we've stabilized there, and we're just going to be on our way up to paradise from there. And then using it for collateral on a loan, you're going to feel much secure. You're not going to have to worry about going through another bear market where we go down 50% and you're getting margin called, you're getting your loan called because the bank's like, dude, you put up XRP as collateral when your bag was worth 10 million. Now your bag's worth 3 million. We're calling the loan. And then you're going to have to come up with the liquidity. So that's why we talk about exit strategy. It's not because I'm trying to, people think that I'm a paid government shill trying to get people to dump their XRP at $5 or $10 just because I mentioned that I might sell off a sliver at $10. No, I just want people to understand if selling off 10% of your bag at $10 is going to retire you, is going to pay off your mortgage, is going to get you 100% out of debt, or just make you feel good. Or you need to go buy a Lambo and you want to rent a girlfriend like the Bitcoin bros. Whatever floats your boat. I just want folks to be prepared so that you can execute your strategy at that time. It's coming, and it's coming quickly. Now I see we got some more super chats in the house here tonight. Aunt Lynn online 10 spot. Zach, please buy the red folder a drink from me. I think it's feeling lonely down there in the desk drawer. Hit the like, folks. Well, since you asked, let's bring it out. Let's show folks that we still got it. It's still growing. We're still having conversations with our lawyers because we want to protect not just our XRP, but all of our assets that we're accumulating during the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. God bless you, Aunt Lynn. I appreciate the super chat tonight. Thank you so much. Now I see we just got a massive 50 spot. Massive 50 coming in from Padron Visuals. Padron, thank you. He says, thanks for all your hard work. I appreciate you. God bless you, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. And then we got Boz Rodwin coming in with the 10 spot. Thank you, Boz. Appreciate that. Thank you guys for all the support. It really means a lot to me tonight. And it feels good to come in here tonight, Saturday night session, a little bit of the secret sauce. And that's why I'm ranting tonight. I apologize. I'm up here on my soapbox and I'm just ranting because I haven't had a live session in a long time. And you guys know that this is how we got going. I wish I had more time to be doing the lives these days, but we're just busy as hell with the businesses and with the family. I got a beautiful daughter that's 1.5 that wants my attention every walking minute that she's awake. So we've just been so focused, so locked in, and I appreciate all of your guys' support. Thank you so much. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. Let's continue. Okay, we got another one from Dan S. Thank you for the 2 spot, Dan. Thank you. I say XRP to 10K in 2024 and people lose their minds. Anywhere between $10 and 10,000 is going to be just fine for me. I'll be a happy camper. Okay, so folks, basically we just got an update on the Coinbase lawsuit, so we're going to give you the breakdown on that with MetaLaw Man right here. SEC versus Coinbase case update. The SEC submitted a letter to the judge yesterday responding to Coinbase's request for permission to file a motion for judgment on the pleadings. Here's what you should know. I'm actually going to skip all over this. Well, okay, let me speed read it. The SEC will not object to Coinbase moving forward on the motion. This is important. While the SEC will oppose the motion, it will not try to delay consideration of the issues raised by Coinbase. This means that there is at least some hope of a prompt resolution of the case. And that's the big takeaway, folks, is they're proceeding with this case a lot faster than the Ripple case already. The SEC's letter previews the argument it will make against Coinbase. Those arguments are not particularly strong. The SEC suggests that the library case somehow helps them, even though the judge there did not hold that the tokens traded on the secondary market are securities, which is good news as it relates to us in the XRP community, all the 70,000 holders that signed John Dean's petition, and everybody else like you and me that's on the secondary market. This pertains to us. It's looking good. The SEC relies on an inapplicable case out of Connecticut that was brought against the issuer of a token, not against a secondary trading platform. Maybe the SEC will come up with some better case law when the full briefing occurs, but this is not signaling strength. The SEC offers no response at all to the damaging Gary Gensler testimony cited in Coinbase's letter. So Coinbase cited Gary Gensler saying and testifying in May of 2021 that the SEC did not have legal authority over crypto exchanges and there was no regulatory framework at the SEC for crypto exchanges. This is Gary Gensler, good guy Gary's own testimony. The CFO of the criminal campaign conspiracy, we might add. The SEC says it will move to strike Coinbase's defense under the major questions doctrine. That motion is very unlikely to succeed. It is likely, in my view, that Coinbase will eventually prevail on the major questions doctrine argument, either at the district court level or on appeal. A briefing schedule on Coinbase's motion for judgment on the pleadings should be established at the pre-motion conference set for July 13th. The bottom line and conclusion, so far, Coinbase's strategy to accelerate the case appears to be working. Now we go to the chief legal officer of Coinbase, Paul Grewal, and he says, after Coinbase gave notice of an intent to move to throw out the case, we consented to a few extra days for the SEC to explain why it intends to oppose. They've now filed, and sadly, it's more of the same. They ignored the plain requirement in the Supreme Court's holding in Howey decades ago that an investment contract first and foremost requires enforceable rights against an issuer. It requires more than just an investment of money. They ignore their obligation to give due regard to the public interest in investor protection when they allowed us to publicly list over 2 years ago. That was Coinbase that did the IPO, the initial public offering, right? They ignore the statements of their own chair a month later in testimony before Congress that there are no regulatory authorities applicable to cryptocurrency exchanges like us. So like we said, Gary Gensler's own testimony said that they don't have jurisdiction over cryptocurrency exchanges. They ignore the clear and unmistakable warnings of the Supreme Court just last week against regulatory overreach and major questions reserved to Congress. And on it goes, ignoring these dispositive points, but apparently we agree on one thing. Many of these issues can and should be decided promptly as matters of laws. Read it for yourself. So that is the good news, is that we're going to be getting an answer and a resolution to this Coinbase lawsuit much sooner probably than the Ripple lawsuit, hopefully. I don't want to, we said the same thing with the Ripple lawsuit. Here we are 2.5 years later, but it looks like this is accelerating faster. And we see that we're further along in precedent conversation actually taking place in Congress, right? See, years ago when this lawsuit was filed, Congress wasn't talking about these issues too much. Now this is at the forefront, with the likes of Elizabeth Warren saying that we need to rein in the whole space, Brad Sherman saying that crypto's only used for criminal activity, and then we got a few Republicans that want to act tough. They see the potential to kind of win some of the crypto vote, so they try to act tough. They get good guy Gary there, and they get a 5-minute opportunity to ask him questions and grill him, but nobody ever ends up actually being held accountable, and we still don't have clarity from Congress, which is what Gary Gensler admitted in his own testimony 2 years ago. Now you're seeing that Coinbase is able to actually take testimony from Chair Gensler to use in their defense. That's major. Ripple didn't have that 2 years ago. And how is this all perfectly coinciding with the conclusion of the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, right? That's the beautiful part right here. Now we continue on. And we look at this, folks. This is absolutely massive. All of the adults in the room, all of the smart folks, they understood that Bitcoin is what got many of us into crypto, but the real utility, the trillion-dollar problems, were going to be solved by other DLT technologies. When it came to gold, Peter Schiff, more bullish on gold than anybody, but he's been hating on Bitcoin. Now we've seen the narrative come about from Peter Schiff and the likes of these other big-time gold bugs, where they're now starting to see how DLT can actually help tokenize gold and actually improve all of the characteristics and abilities of gold that made it so attractive as a monetary currency for thousands of years. It only gets better utilizing DLT. And so I'm going to play a clip here from Peter Schiff shared here at the London Blockchain Conference, and you can see how this is flipped. And Digital Asset Investor says this: why own Bitcoin when you can own a digital asset backed by gold and solves the transportability problem of gold that is built on the XRP ledger? 100%. And the first person to tokenize gold and actually do it in a way that can be verified, people can actually see that the gold is there, is going to be major. But let's listen in here on Peter Schiff explain why now he is gone bullish on crypto.
Gold, when you combine it with blockchain, that is gold 2.0, because all of the qualities that the proponents of Bitcoin attributed to Bitcoin, you actually have with gold when you have it as a medium of exchange. But today with blockchain, it's so much easier for somebody who accepts payment in a digital currency backed by gold to authenticate the legitimacy of that digital currency. So everything that worked with a paper monetary system before we had the internet, before we had blockchain, will work even better now. So instead of the crypto community trying to reinvent the wheel and trying to say that Bitcoin is gold, when Bitcoin doesn't have any of the properties that made gold desirable as money, Bitcoin was able to counterfeit some of the properties that made gold better money than other commodities, whether it's the divisibility, the fungibility, the portability, but none of those attributes would have mattered but for the intrinsic value of the metal itself. But with blockchain, gold is even more marketable today than it's ever been. And so that's where all of the effort should be. How do we use blockchain to reintroduce gold? Because the reason that the governments got us away from gold is because government fiat currency was more efficient to use.
100%. You know, Peter Schiff, BlackRock, now everybody's going bullish on DLT and understanding the benefits, right? And then this is coinciding as we have about a month and a half until the BRICS summit, and they're going to release the new reserve currency that they've been working on. Many speculation being shared that it's going to be a gold-backed digital currency. So it's a beautiful thing here to see all of these folks coming in. They're coming in late, but that's all right because we knew we were early. That's the risk that we took. That's why we've had to ride out these bear markets. That's why we've gone through these troubles, is so that we could be ahead of all of these folks, all of these institutions, all of these banks, all of these groups that are now coming into XRP and other digital assets. Now we look, and this is just confirming. I'm about to share some news here on the precious metals that confirms the setup. Folks, just imagine if we truly get that new reserve currency revealed in about a month and a half, on August 22nd through the 24th is the next BRICS summit. If they release the gold-backed reserve currency, on top of the news that I'm about to share with you guys, this thing's going to go nuts. Check it out. So Luke Roman shares this, that he says, continue to believe a day's coming where people ask, why didn't I pay more attention to JP Morgan's precious metals desk going from being charged by the U.S. Department of Justice under RICO, racketeering, right? Statuses as a criminal enterprise in the third quarter of 2019 to becoming the second custodian on GLD in Q4 of 2022, 18 years after GLD launched. So not only has JP Morgan been rigging and they were criminally charged by the US Department of Justice under RICO in 2019, but they want to maintain control. So now they move in as the second largest custodian of GLD just as of Q4 2022. So they are moving in a major way. You look over here at China, breaking, added to its gold reserves 8 months in a row, adding 680,000 ounces in June. Ever since new leadership is set after the 20th People's Congress last October, China has added 5.3 million ounces of gold over the last 8 months. Gold reserves have increased 8.48%. Now, remember, this is what they're reporting to the masses, to the public. You already know that they're hiding all of the gold that they're producing themselves. And we already know, too, that they've also stopped exporting their gold and they are importing it. So not only are they one of the largest producers, but they're also importing a record amount. And you can see it. It's being confirmed. We look, too, at the Shanghai Futures Exchange and we see and confirm it even further. The outflows from the Shanghai Futures Exchange were 19,000 in just one day. This was shared on July 7th, so this was yesterday. Yesterday, silver inventory on the Shanghai Futures Exchange flowed out 19,000 kilograms, and a balance of 1.4 million, setting a new low again since the silver squeeze in 2020. This week, there were 4 trading days of outflows, totaling 30,000 kilograms. So just like we're seeing with the COMEX, seeing something similar with the Shanghai, we haven't seen vaults this low in years. Since the last silver squeeze of 2020, you're seeing the COMEX vaults go down to levels that haven't been seen since 2018, 2016. When we look at the chart here from Rashad Hajiviv, he says gold, 1914 is what we're trading at. And that's in US dollars, 1914, is pressing back against the upper band of a 3-month falling wedge formation once again. Furthermore, at the apex of the pattern, gold is forming an inverse head and shoulder pattern. It is a very bullish setup with a sentiment below the floor. Let's watch if we finally get a surprise pop in gold. And like I said, folks, this is all coinciding 1.5 months until the next gold summit, BRICS summit. And the speculation is that they're going to be announcing a new reserve currency that is backed by gold. When it comes to silver, we had a 230 million ounce deficit last year. It is now being picked up by the mainstream media on how the solar demand for silver is draining the supply of silver. Absolutely draining it. When we look at the COMEX vaults for silver, absolutely getting drained. What we see is a price that has actually dipped down recently because of a summer slowdown. The last thing that folks are thinking about right now is picking up some more precious metals. They're thinking about their next vacation. While the BRICS are going to be meeting to announce the next reserve currency, folks in America are going to be having a barbecue, not realizing that their reserve currency is being replaced in real time. We already see them dumping the US dollars, dumping the treasuries from their reserves, from their balance sheets. They're dumping the dollar, dumping our treasuries, but they have an alternative that's about to be announced. Whether it's announced at this summit or they're going to wait to announce it later on, this is where this goes. Just like Peter Schiff says, when you tokenize gold, when you tokenize every commodity, when you tokenize everything of value in this world, you are talking about quadrillions of dollars. Is all of it going to XRP? As we've always said, no. We don't need all the money. XRP was set up. It's being set up to handle all the money, but it's not going to get all the money, and we don't need all the money. When you get just a piece of this action, we're talking about settling trillions of dollars daily. We're talking about value represented on ledger being valued in the hundreds of trillions and literally quadrillions. Is it going to be divvied up between XRP, XLM, XDC? You guys can drop your favorite cryptocurrency down below. Yes, it will be. And we're fighting over a piece of a pie that is absolutely massive. We have to keep our eyes on the prize because right now we're in the middle of a setup, in my opinion. As I started out, what got me started with my whole rant at the start of this hour-long episode here tonight was the fact that we're in the middle of a bull trap rally. BlackRock's coming in, Peter Schiff's coming in, we're all getting excited, but the macro picture, the macroeconomics, the situation with the Fed continuing to raise interest rates even further this year brings more pain. They understand that we're going to have a mild recession. If they're saying it's going to be a mild recession, we can assume that it's going to be absolute death for some businesses, as we reported on earlier in this live. Chapter 11 bankruptcy filings are up nearly 70% from this time last year. When I say it's going to be a financial sacrifice of the middle class, I'm not trying to make a meme. I'm not trying to make a joke. I'm not speaking lightly about it. It's already underway, folks. And this is why we've been talking about this for the last year. When we warned about the bear market beginning in December of 21, that's when it started. And then all through 2022, we weren't afraid to call it a recession. We weren't afraid to call it a bear market for crypto. We weren't going to get faked out. And I started to put my money where my mouth was, and I started shorting the hell out of Bitcoin. And I forget, I got to go back and check my records, but I've only missed one so far on my Bitcoin shorts. And our profits have been about 150% just within the last year. So we've been prepared. We've been, shorting some Bitcoin, but we've also been stacking the suppressed assets as we keep our eyes on the prize. I was just talking to my dealer, and they said summer slowdowns here, and I see it's taking place. And I think that you have about a window of opportunity that's going to be about a month and a half till that next BRICS summit. The smart money's already front running though, right? You're just seeing the manipulation continue. They're trying to keep things afloat. They're trying to keep things dragged out. But you're about to see a major announcement come next month. That's going to be at the BRICS summit. And you add that news to what we're seeing with the supply demand side. It's a question of who's not going to get their silver. That's what it comes down to with silver. With gold, there's a little bit more supply. Not as much of a deficit, not as much of a supply-demand pressure there. But that could change rapidly overnight. And as we continue to say, you think that you got some gold because you got a paper representation of gold that's supposed to be somewhere, right? But we have to vet who's got our gold, who's got our crypto. Right now, we're seeing all sectors consolidate. This is one of the greatest disruptions. This is one of the greatest, most chaotic times that we will live through, but that's our opportunity. That's why we've been so excited for this bear market. That's why we've been so excited for real estate to reset. That's why we've been so excited to take advantage of suppressed silver, suppressed gold. So like I said, folks, please do me a favor, smash the thumbs up, spread this message, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let me take some Q&A. I haven't done some Q&A in a long time. You guys hung with me while I ranted for over an hour here tonight. I appreciate everyone for doing so. So let me take some Q&A. Let's take some questions. Let me know how I can help you guys. If you want to get in touch with me, it's all over at my website, ZachRector.com. Cheers, everyone. Let's do some Q&A rapid fire. Been holding since 21. I feel you, Paul. Our time is coming close, man. We got a breakthrough in the lawsuit. We got the BRICS summit coming up. It's all coinciding. Jemmy says, we love you, honey. Rant anytime you want. God bless you. Thank you, Jemmy. Much love. Much love to the community. What is your XRP exit plan? Right now, I'm planning on selling off about 5% at $10, another 5% at $20. Other than that, I plan on keeping about 90% of my crypto. As I said, I'm waiting for after the lawsuit FOMO hype pump. Excuse me. I'm going to watch where that goes. We're going to come back down and correct. And once XRP and the cryptocurrency stabilizes, we have regulations and we can just start building. And this industry is legitimatized. Everything's on the up and up. Let's just start building utility. From that point, that's when I'm going to feel comfortable taking portions of that remaining bag and leveraging it into real estate, leveraging it into more businesses. That's my plan for my XRP. I plan on maintaining control of about 90% of my XRP bag forever. Now, I'm going to be looking at automated market makers. I'm going to be looking at all these different liquidity pools. I'm in the process of building out my due diligence checklist. Just like you would have a due diligence checklist for a real estate investment, for a cryptocurrency project, I'm setting up the same thing right now for the automated market makers that are coming to the XRP ledger, because I am so worried about folks taking their XRP, and there's going to be so much hype around the automated market makers coming to the XRP ledger that folks are going to be sending their XRP all over the place. And they're going to be scams. They're going to be Ponzi schemes. The return that they're going to be promising is not going to be sustainable. They're going to go bust. Folks are going to lose their XRP. And so right now, we're already front running that. We're already preparing our community. We're already working on the due diligence checklist. And that's just one thing that we're working on right now that's coming to the XRP community. And that's why I talk about the exit strategy is actually more so of a reallocation strategy. It's about building a plan, a program to move our XRP gains into real estate, move our XRP gains into a business. We're not going to just roll into business, think we can put entrepreneur in our bio on Instagram and think that that means we got a cash flow in business. We're not going to just call ourselves a boss babe because we got a little LLC and we think we got a business and we got a Facebook page and we got a website. That don't mean you got cash flow. And many folks are starting to realize that. See, we had a participation trophy economy up until now. Then the Federal Reserve pivoted. They rug pulled the United States economy when they raised interest rates at the fastest pace in history. So the tide's gone back out, and now we get to see who's swimming naked. And there's a lot of people swimming naked. Dan S., I appreciate the 5 spot. Thank you. Shout out to those who don't get distracted by XRP riddlers and think they got the inside scoop, or when XRP moons. Come visit Singapore, Zach. I'll show you around. I definitely want to check out Singapore. That city is, God, they're light years ahead of so many. I mean, even of the United States. Just with their cryptocurrency regulation and how they're embracing tech and all that. That is a city of the future over there. I'm not a city person, though. I will say that. Cities make me feel uncomfortable. Everyone does. Even I went to Dallas. Now, Dallas is heart of America. That's a pretty good city. It still makes me feel uncomfortable in the cities. I'm a small town guy. So I get into the cities and there's too many threats in the cities. But God bless you. God bless you. I'll be coming to Singapore eventually for sure. You know, I definitely want to take the family over to Asia. Definitely need to check out Europe. I've checked out most of the United States besides the East Coast. I got to come over. I got to come over and check out the East Coast, folks. Crypto Spider, thank you for the 5 spot. Zach, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now. You're the best. God bless you. Crypto Spider, I can appreciate that more. I know folks miss the live streams. I know folks miss hanging out with me, Saturday night session, sipping a little something, having a little fun, letting loose, doing a little rant, you know, trying to dance around the censorship police as I absolutely get triggered as I cover these articles on a daily basis for you guys. You guys can see it. I mean, I can't hold back. Some of these news articles just trigger me. When we talk about the Biden crime family, that's one. What's up, folks? How are we doing tonight? Thank you for joining me. I'm doing rapid fire Q&A, so just drop your questions in the comments down below and let's go rapid fire with you guys. Thank you so much. We're hanging out here for a minute. Yeah, if you guys could do me a big favor and smash that thumbs up, thank you. Thank you, guys. Paul, that's the thing, is that a lot of people still hold meme coins, don't they? See, this is what I love right here. This guy right here says, I used my returns from Tron and Telcoin and bought more semi-trucks and houses. Love it. Love it. See, that's the thing for me, is that I've always had incredible return on investment in my businesses. Incredible return on investment. And in myself, too. That's where I've gotten the best returns. Now, maybe XRP will change that, and XRP will be the best investment I ever made. That is kind of my thesis. But that's why I know where I'm going to put it. I'm going to invest in what I know. I'm going to invest in where I have a team and infrastructure that I'm building out right now. And that's the relationships. That's everything that we're talking about in regards to real estate. We're not going to just roll into the real estate asset class and think that we're, going to be able to generate cash flow, to build equity in a market that's getting reset without a serious plan, a serious strategy, and without a serious team behind us. So that's what we're in the middle of right now. We're building out our network, building out our team. The momentum is massive, folks. I wish I could say more, but I can only talk about it with my Discord community. So I gotta end that conversation there. I can only talk about it with my Discord community, and I'll just say that the momentum is massive. Tired of getting slammed for saying XRP will be gold backed. Apparently, I'm an idiot. Well, the thing about XRP being backed by gold is that XRP is literally backed by everything of value that's put on the ledger and everything that's being moved on the ledger. So XRP is being backed by NFTs. It's being backed by literally scam tokens on the XRP ledger. In a sense, actually back XRP, because what they do is they reduce the supply of XRP and they do move some liquidity on the ledger. So, even a scam token takes away supply, which I would argue is net positive for XRP. The sad part is that so many folks fall for these scam tokens and they give up their precious XRP into projects that don't have real utility. That's the sad part. Now, it does reduce circulating supply. That's a positive. James Butler, my man. Massive 20 spot from James Butler, one of the OGs in our community. God bless you, brother. God bless you, man. Just doing absolutely fantastic. I hope you are doing well, brother. You and your family. God bless you guys. Can't wait to meet you at the next meetup, brother. The next meetup, man, Guys, I'm so excited. We got so much planned for you guys. So much planned for our community. Oh, God, it's just so much momentum. You have to be picky on the XRP ledger. Exactly, Jemmy. You have to be picky. Got to do our due diligence. Prince Nji Guka. Sorry, Prince. Prince, I probably butchered that. Prince, God bless you. Celebrate the first super chat from Prince. Thank you. I appreciate that love. 10 spot. Thank you for all you do. God bless you, my friend. What else can I help you guys with? What about transferring a percentage of your XRP to a CRT to mitigate your tax hit? The trust. I mostly leave everything up to the lawyers, the estate planners, and the folks that are going to give me legal advice. I really consult them in most of it. I understand enough that I know the right questions to ask. I know how to explain what I'm investing in, what I'm trying to accomplish. But we got to protect our assets 100%. You need asset protection. And then you also got to look at the tax advantages that you could gain by being invested in different entities, different trusts, different stuff like that. So that's a great question, 100%. James, you're moving to Florida? Okay. We're about to have a Discord meetup on the East Coast at some point. I don't know quite yet when. We already got our next Discord meetup planned for January. And can't wait for that one. We just did a Discord meetup in Dallas. But we're going to have a meetup in the East Coast, and it's probably going to be in Florida. It's 100% going to be in Florida for sure. So we'll be coming down to the swamp there with you guys. We'll be coming down to the dirty, dirty South. God bless you guys down there in the South. If I want to look into getting a lawyer, should I look into a crypto lawyer? How do you handle this? Well, crypto's taxed as a piece of property right now. So it's the same tax code as a piece of property. You got short-term games, you got long-term games. When you get into staking, that, adds a little layer to that. But basically for them, it's the same deal. With accounts and with the lawyers, it's kind of the same deal. The same laws that apply to protecting any asset come into play with XRP and stuff. So I wouldn't say that you necessarily need a crypto expert when it comes to these, but it would help, for them to be able to understand 100%. But I wouldn't say it's a necessity, right? And they're just the thing is that all the lawyers, all the accountants are going to transition into understanding it regardless. So even if you get somebody now who doesn't quite get it, you could be a part of helping them start to get motivated to understand it. For the most part, it's going to fall into the same legal categories as any other asset class or however it's deemed, whether it is a security, whether it's a currency. That's all that the lawyer is concerned about. And then from an accountant's perspective, it's the same thing. Is this thing being taxed as a currency or not being taxed because it's a currency? Right? That's another big one. If we get clarity that we are a currency, then what taxes do we need to pay, right, on transacting the currency? Then, or if it's going to be taxed as property, you have your short-term gains, long-term gains, and you're going to be taxed accordingly. So, I don't worry too much about that. You want someone that's going to work with you and understand what you're trying to accomplish. And so for that, in that regard, I would consider whether you need a lawyer for business, you want to get a business lawyer. Whether you need a lawyer for estate planning, you want to get one for estate planning. They're all going to come around to understanding DLT. They're going to have to. Dan S., thank you for another 5 spot, man. Dan, you've been making it rain here tonight. I appreciate the love and support. Does XRP need to be a stablecoin for FedNow to work? Flip the switch to 50 cents, 10K overnight. Is XRP being used FedNow? Still unknown as of now. Yeah, right now we know that 3 institutions have been certified for FedNow that are Ripple partners. Are they using XRP? We don't know. We cannot confirm. Are there folks speculating that FedNow is going to use XRP, that some of the institutions are going to use XRP on the back end wholesale? Yes, absolutely. Now I see, I just got emails. We just got 2 folks that requested precious metals to your house. So if you're looking to get precious metals, you just go to my website and you let me know whether you're looking to get the precious metals shipped directly to you, or if you're looking to roll over your 401k retirement account. You'll have 2 options. Okay, so just let us know. You want to roll over your 401k retirement account, or do you want the metals shipped directly to you? Let us know. We'll get you covered. And I think that our time is running out before a big announcement's coming next month in regards to a gold-backed reserve currency coming out from BRICS. So just be prepared for that. Just be prepared for that, folks. And my understanding of FedNow is that it was actually set up for payments under $25,000. So anything over 25 grand actually doesn't use FedNow. I don't know if that changes later on. I don't know if that already changed. But from my understanding, FedNow was only going to be doing 25,000 from the initial start. So if you go to send more than that, you're not using FedNow. Someone on TikTok's giving me the thumbs down. Hey, that's fine. Give me something. Give me a comment. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumb down. Please do something to interact with this video, folks. It really helps us spread our message. And we're just trying to save as many people as we can here. Our time is running out. The window of opportunity here is closing very quickly. Hey, David, thank you. Flowcoin. I've never heard of Flowcoin. What's happening with Flowcoin? Tell me about it. Will the BRICS currency be available here in the U.S.? We're probably going to have to go off market, some sort of secondary market to try to get the BRICS currency. I don't know where it's going to be available at. I have no idea. But I know we can buy gold today. I know we can buy silver. So that's what I'm doing, right? I'm not worried about getting, whatever country's going to back their CBDC by gold, whatever country's going to go to gold backed. If BRICS is going to go to gold back, I'm just going to stack my precious metals. I don't have any gold right now, full disclosure. I'm late to precious metals. I only started investing in precious metals about a year ago, and I've only stacked silver myself. So, you guys know, I like to tell you guys what I've actually put my money into. I like to be as transparent as possible on where I'm positioning myself, what I'm doing. And I just had another conversation with my dealer. I'm about to be putting in an order myself with my affiliate, Andy Sheckman, Miles Franklin. And I'm hoping to actually get Andy back on the show here shortly. We need to get Andy back on for a segment. So much to cover on the current events and the precious metals aspect. But Andy Sheckman, my good friend, he's been CEO of Miles Franklin for 33 years. That company is one of the best in the space. And so if you're looking to get the precious metals shipped to you, we can get you covered. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up this session. It's been an absolute pleasure running it up here for about an hour and a half. Sunday night session. I miss doing these live streams. I'll try to make some more time here going forward for maybe hopping on one of these at least once a week, which we've been doing on Sundays. You guys know the Sunday session tomorrow. We'll be going live again tomorrow, probably 5 or 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you guys are tuned in for that. You guys can hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our lives. If you haven't already, we got lots of folks that watch, but for whatever reason, you forget to hit the subscribe. So make sure you hit that subscribe notification bell. We will be going back live again tomorrow. We dropped a fantastic update this morning on the FedNow fake news. Make sure you guys go understand that. And then we also did our Discord weekly call this morning as well. So if you're looking to get tapped in with a group of like-minded individuals and investment community that's got some exciting stuff going on, feel free to go check that out at my website, ZachRector.com. With that being said, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you guys have a fantastic and blessed Sunday, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's update, okay? God bless all of you guys. We'll see you. Thank you so much.